Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my new series, Clutch or Crutch, where we reviewed the newest / most improved media and or potential entertainment and see if it has what it takes. Ah, yes, the 80s. I remember a time that I wasn't born in because I'm a hipster. Now, I may have not been born in the 80s, but I did grow up with Blockbuster, so I got some points there. However, I will be honest. A big part about my childhood was the Nintendo Entertainment System for 1985 Japan, currently released to Western consoles, originally titled the Nintendo Home Computer or some shit, or Family Gaming Console. I forgot. I'll have to look it up. Point comes into play that as a young age, I loved retro games, whether it's from my Uncle John's basement as a 4-year-old diaper baby playing Yoshi's Cookie for the first time, all the way to modern day. Now, this is no exception given that now, how do I put it?
It's so boring!
How does that work? Where does that exactly come from? It doesn't make any sense.
Make it stop!
Now, I love Shovel Knight to death for its rose-tinted view on how 80s action platformers play, as well as its lighthearted progressive nature, and overall all the great things it does right. Which is why I decided not to make notes while playing and ended up fucking forgetting half of them. But that's a problem for future me, not past me, or present me, or however time travel works. Well, on the topic of Shovel Knight, and most likely this fucking review, no shit, I'm just fucking happy to know I finally got a review going. Shovel Knight was released in the 2014 January, I believe 6th or 8th. I'll fact check all of this in post, so don't fucking sacrifice me to Satan. Alright, here it is. I'm not looking at it right now because I'm a fucking idiot, but I will say it was definitely January 2014. And I was, fun fact, 9 years old? Yeah, because I was 10 years old in 2015. So this basically means I was still prepubescent when my favorite platformer came out. And of course, this goes into a big issue. The DLC. Now, don't get me wrong, the DLC is by far the best thing to happen since sliced bread, because it adds new, exciting adventures from all the villains you defeat, and also a versus mode and other shit. So it basically feels like a more complete, fleshed out game, and not just a tech demo for an obvious platformer with a good concept. However, what I will say in my defense of criticizing the DLC is, you could have bought it fucking separate, but they don't let you because it's an indie game and indie developers are broke. So because of all this problem, I had to fucking find a solution. I did recently make a Christmas special titled I'm Back. I'll have to guilt trip somebody. Fuck my life. Point comes into play that Shovel Knight is a masterpiece nonetheless. Now, a big problem with retro video games in the 80s is constraint. Constraint holds retro video games back heavily. For instance, Shovel Knight has little to no constraint, whether it's from world building, teaching, exposition. Overall, everything is a slice of damn cake. Even the controls aren't delayed, which was a big problem for my friends when playing on my flat screen with the fucking AV cables versus a CRT. So essentially, for anybody who doesn't know what I said and thinks I'm speaking straight enchantment table, this goes into one of the biggest flaws of Shovel Knight that acts as its biggest strength. The graphics. Now, for all the dude bro FPS Call of Duty nerdaholics, I have to explain to you that Call of Duty is not a first-person shooter. Shocking! I knew. Not Call of Duty, fuck. Shovel Knight is not a first-person shooter. Shocking! I know. But not only that, it's got dated graphics. Like, it's 16 to at least 64-bit. I'd have to say 16-bit because it's not as fleshed out as the later consoles of Atari. However, somewhere in that sweet spot that we remember it in our minds as a kid. When I was a little kid, Mario looked like the best thing since sliced bread. Now Mario just looks like fucking shit. No offense to everybody who says that game is a speedrunning fucking gold mine. When Shovel Knight has one of the things... I need water. Fuck. Not, oh my fuck. Not only is Shovel Knight one of the best speedrunning games in my opinion, given that, one, your character has no walk speed, no running, so basically it's all based off how fast you walk. Second off, from what little I've seen of speedrunning, it's incredibly dependent on timing and positioning, and there's little to no cheating or exploits involved, which I fuck with. Because I can't tell you how many times motherfuckers be in Mario fucking Odyssey and just clip through a wall, skip half the boss, and say, fuck it. I don't know how to fucking explain this. But I'm getting off track because I like to ramble. Let's move on to enemy and level design. Now, the fun fact and fun things about level design is it could work with or against your game and its gameplay. Let's say you have really good fluid gameplay like Sunset Overdrive, and the level design reflects it. You're constantly jumping, grinding, halting, and doing sick parkour moves in a city filled with stuff to use it. However, Shovel Knight has this. Woo! Shovel Knight! So for instance, if I'm to be honest, Shovel Knight does this well. But it doesn't do it in the sense of gameplay mechanics working in your favor. More so, you being taught the gameplay mechanics as you move through levels through environmental storytelling, which I am a big sucker gut punch for. I love environmental storytelling to death. I'm such a sucker gut punch for fucking environmental storytelling that I love the way they teach you the tutorial. By saying, let's dig it in the very first intro, or strike the earth, or it's shoveling time, or just some shitty shovel pun. And then your first instinct as a gamer, with gamer intuition, is to just press the forward pad. And then you think, well, I've played platformers before. Isn't it the stereotypical jump button, X/A? Lo and behold, they found a way to make this both appeal to gamer intuition as well as people who spam random buttons to find out key inputs. So not only has this become the magnum opus of platforming in my eyes, but it teaches you through environmental storytelling. This is all great because it goes into my final point. The difficulty. Environmental storytelling is great for multiple things, such as conveying a world that's been lived in, or that you're dropped in the middle of and just have to figure your way around, like in Fallout 4. However, it also works against the game when 24/7 your immersion is either being broken, or you're focusing on multiple tasks at once. Shovel Knight does the latter. You focus on multiple tasks at once, whether it's platforming, fighting enemies while platforming while just fucking around and dying, recovering treasure, killing shit, and potentially fucking up your save points for treasure, losing the treasure, or even worse, the boss fights in general. This is my biggest harp with Shovel Knight. The boss fights have no pattern, and I love a good pattern because I played hella Pac-Man. I literally got my money's worth. It was $4, maybe even $5 if I'm being risky. But what I will say is Shovel Knight does this well somehow. Because not only is there no pattern, but they counteract this patternless nightmare by giving AI that allows you to have set movesets. So after trial and error, you learn their movesets to predict, and then it's mainly just reactive instead of proactive. Fucking Hotel Trivago much? This game single-handedly fixed every problem from retro video gaming from the 80s and turned it into the magnum opus of indie development gold standard platforming from a mid-2000 generation / 2010 era of shitty games / mid-movie tie-ins that I played because fuck society. You can't tell me Shrek for the PS fucking 2. I didn't have a PS fucking 4 growing up. I just wanted to be an astronomer. I want to be an author when I grow up, bro. God damn it, I want to be an author. Anyway, my whole point comes into play that, this game is definitely This game is definitely a clutch, hella enjoyable, hella good storytelling. Oh, and one last thing, bonus points. It's very progressive for an 80s action platformer, because it's stylized like one, so I'm calling it that. But what I will say is the body swap mode is great for people who just want to have their own unique experience and also roleplay a small bit and just also create new dynamics between characters. which I fuck with as well. I don't fuck with obvious, like, indoctrination of children into simple-minded fucking transgenderism and simplifying the whole process into pressing a button. But I will be honest, it's not as simple as character customization, and it can be seen as that, given the lack of wanting to appear sexist and modern sensibility for damsel in distresses. What I basically said in lamest terms is, they basically make it so you actually don't have to worry about looking like a sexist, toxically masculine fuck because you're trans in the game if you want to be. But I didn't use body swap mode because I'm based and fucking red-pilled. This has been Clutch or Crutch. I definitely believe this game is a clutch. See ya later.